Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. It is now the free-for-all Friday, and we're going to have a blast today. But first, let me introduce the panel here. We got Dose of Dion 2.0. So what's up?
What's going on, guys? Excited to be here, man. Thank you guys for having me. Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. And I got to bring in my main man, the man of Steele himself, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, if you're not a member or subscribe to the channel already, join the family because we don't have friends. We don't have viewers. We have family, and it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Hey, comment on the video, share the video, like the video. All of these things help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And welcome to Dose of Dion. Now let's get this thing started
right now.
Lego.
Let's do it.
All right, we're back. And today it is Free-for-All Friday. We got RachelMarieSports joining us too. Hey, what's up, Rachel?
For some reason, I can't hear you.
Uh-oh. She can't hear us, but we can hear her.
Okay, now I can hear you. Your volume's really low.
Coming in hot.
Hold on.
All right.
My computer is deciding to be crazy right now.
Oh,
that's okay.
It is when we're live. You know, it happens when we're live. You know, it is live on YouTube. Hey, thanks for everyone for tuning in. If you're in the comments, hey, we appreciate you. Hey, it's time to really go into Free for All Friday. So if you guys have any questions for us, go ahead and put them in the chat, and we will answer them live right here on the air.
Live. So yeah, today we did sign that safety. What was his name? You know it, Dan. You know it better than me, probably.
Oh man, Dean Marlowe.
Dean Marlowe.
Dean Marlowe. Okay,
set you up, man. For
you did. I was like, ooh, ooh. Come on, man.
So what do you think of this kid?
Oh man, I think it's a good rotational piece. I don't know if I have super high expectations here, but I think it's the same, man. I think it could be a nice piece. I mean, I see the fit, right? I mean, I think he's a guy that can help in the box just like the Saints did last year. And I also think he could play. I actually like him in the back end a little bit. I mean, he does tend to give up some plays, but he's kind of opportunistic back there. So the Lions don't really have a guy back there right now with Walker and Will. They kind of just rotate. I definitely would not be surprised if they draft somebody still. But
they're going to draft the safety.
I would draft the safety, but I think it definitely was the last spot they really kind of had a hole to fill in free agency. So I thought it was nice.
I'm kind of thinking I think he's going to have a role on special teams for sure, because I think we got rid of a lot of special teamers that we really need. So I think he's a good special teams guy. I don't think he's a starter. I just don't. Do you think you beat out Will Harris? I don't think that's going to be a conversation, because I think we draft the safety. What are you thinking over there, Rachel?
I'm on the same page as you guys. I mean, I think, they're signing a lot of one-year deals, cheap one-year deals, cap-friendly, give us a little bit of depth. Definitely think they're still going to be drafting a safety as well. But you never know. I mean, at least they have some guys that are going to be able to be in the locker room, just in case. We've obviously been plagued with injuries too. We know a lot about that, so gotta have somebody ready to go.
Yeah,
gotta have some people in there. What do you think, Curt?
I want to give out the shout to Micro Mike, who called him Dean Martin. It's the rap pack.
I like that.
They called him Dean Martin.
Shout out to Micro Mike out there.
There's not too much to say about this guy. To me, I'm more excited about what Mike Disner and those guys are doing with the cap. I mean, I know a couple of sightings. The cap hit for two of those guys were only $205,000 for two of the guys we just signed. I think it was Quentin Dunbar and what's the other guy? The corner out of
Corn Elder.
Corn Elder. That their cap hit was only $205,000 combined. $205,000. So I'm more excited about that. You get to the low contracts. Get guys who can come and compete, something with a chip on their shoulder, something they can prove, and they can just be a veteran presence in the locker room. A lot of our secondary is young, so you got Will Harris and you got the two Warrior and Okuda, so they need some mentoring back there. And between the veterans and of course the big homie RB Pleasant, I'm looking for some solid things to happen in that secondary.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. Curt, can you shout out some of the people in the chat for me?
All right, we got Randall Flagg, Tornado, Big West Kevin in. We got the big homie Nomis J. You know how he does it.
What's up, Gnome? What's up, Gnome?
Silver member. Detroit fan, man. We got a big panel today, and the comments are just coming in. So we appreciate you guys. And it's all love, as always, right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl.
Yeah, it is. But okay, so we haven't had you on, Dion, or you, Rachel, for quite a while. So what's your opinion of what they're going to do at number 7 in the draft? What do you think they're going to do? They're going to stand pat and take somebody? If so, who you got? And are they going to trade out? And if so, with who?
You can get that first.
Yeah, back
let me form my opinion real quick.
No, it's okay. Ladies first.
I think we talked about this a little the last time that I talked with you, Jim. Yeah. I mean, do I think that I know what they're going to do? Probably not, but a lot of armchair GMs right now too. So I try to stay like as far away from that as I can. But if they do stand pat, I really, really hope that they're going to take the best offensive tackle on the board. I actually had a conversation with somebody on Twitter yesterday talking about, how many picks we've actually already used on our offensive line and whether or not that would be the right thing to do, considering that we have put so much of our draft investment in recent years into that line. I just think that if we use this one last pick to continue to upgrade, I don't think Sewell will be on the board, but that would be insane. Slater, somebody like that. But I think that we're this close to having an O-line that could be respectable for years to come, a young O-line, something that we can kind of take and run with. And we certainly have a young running back core, something that we can build on there too. I think we're this close to that running game we wanted for so long. But if one of those guys is not on the board, then I hope for a trade back. I know we need defense too. I'm just not sure that we need to take defense at 7. I think we could trade back and still get the defensive player that they want. So that's where I'm at with it.
That's good. What do you think? What do you think, Joseph, Dion?
Yeah, a lot of the same things. I would love a trade back too. I think if I'm predicting it, I think the draft goes. I think the first 4 picks end up being a quarterback, whether that's Atlanta trading out or them staying there. But I think they'll probably move out. So I think it's gonna be tough to move back, unfortunately. So I mean, look, I look at the offensive lineman, and the way I see it is like this. I kind of think of what the Browns did last year with Jedrick Wills, and the way they just kept building that offensive line, and just how it really opened up everything for them, and just made Baker look so much better. So I could definitely see the Lions targeting that. I have a weird feeling that they're gonna go receiver at 7. I just had the feeling. I have the feeling because just something tells me they're gonna grab receiver. I don't know. It's a popular name. It's going to be flashy. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to give Goff like a true number 1 weapon on the outside. And I just had the feeling they're going to do that. But I'm definitely open to take it. My thing with that is
we've had Calvin Johnson. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Name me one thing we won with him. Did we win a division title? Do NFC championship? One playoff game? A Super Bowl? Anything?
All right, I'm not saying it's the route I would go, but I do think I have a weird feeling about it. Okay, let me not speak it into existence. So
please don't.
Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. Don't put that evil on me.
Oh man. No, I mean I'm open to a lot of things here. It's running back I'm good with. I'm definitely good with taking a tackle. I feel like Slater will be there. I don't know about Sewell. I definitely think Slater will be there though if you want that choice. So I'm open to a lot of things here. Training back would be great. Sitting there taking some would be cool too. So should be exciting.
Yeah. Go ahead, Curt.
It's one of those things. I want them to stay pat, and I want them to take an offensive tackle if if they can get a good offensive tackle, later on and trade back. One potential trade partner that people aren't really talking about, which I kind of thought about last night, and we talked about it with Sean last night on the Die Hard Den, was the Washington football team. That's one team that should be looking at trading up. You look at their quarterback situation in Washington, it's not very good. So they'd be maybe one of those teams that come up and nab, if one of those top guys slips, one of those top 4 guys slip in the draft. They could be one of those guys who can be looking at trading up to get a quarterback in this draft.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I like what Micro Mike says, long snapper at 7. I'm like, no, okay.
Come on, bro.
Okay. Oh man, Dan M says I want one of the 2 stud linemen or trade back, then take a linebacker. I don't want any of the quarterbacks. Would any of the quarterbacks interest you? Let's start with Rachel.
I mean,
they fell.
A couple of them interest me for sure. I just think that at 7, the guy that they want, if they are looking at any of these quarterback prospects, just the way that it seems like it's panning out, I don't think that the guy that I want or that they want will be on the board there, and I don't see them trading up for him. So, I mean, sure. The answer to that question is pretty simple, and I'm just going a little bit too far with it. Sure, some of the quarterbacks interest me. Do I want to take one? Probably not, because the 2 that I like the best, I'm very convinced will not be there at 7. So,
yeah, I agree with that. Anybody here want a quarterback at 7? Raise your hand. I know you do. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about it. I'm really offensive tackle because I want to build that offensive line. It's something we don't do in Detroit. We like leave things half done. Seems like the offensive line. Hey, we got a couple good guys. Hey, it's good. No, it's not. Defensive line, we do the same thing. Front 7, linebackers aren't that great. We're fine. Yeah, just keep picking those skill players. That'll help.
Yeah, it's one of the things and I've had this discussion before. People say, we got a couple, good guys. They played all right last year. Nelson played okay, and maybe Crosby. But I'm like, they're good backups. They're still backups for a reason. Those guys are lower on the depth chart because they aren't starting caliber. They play good, in cleanup duty, but they're not starting caliber, offensive tackles. So we need to draft someone to fill that role.
We do. Yeah, I agree with that too. We got more stuff up here. They will draft a wide receiver because it's the right thing to do. No, it isn't. I don't know how much we have to keep explaining this. Because me and Randall, we have this ongoing fight about he wants a wide receiver at 7 and I want an offensive tackle. And we've been there, done that. Calvin Johnson, Charles Rogers, Mike Williams, Roy Williams, whatever Williams.
All the Williams.
We do it over and over again with the same result. And that, my friends, is the definition of insanity. Anyway, DMAP Zoom, we don't need that bad juju, Dion. Uh-oh. What I did there.
You said that. You said you bad. Don't put that evil on us.
Put that evil on us.
Oh, man. That's what
Best
I'm bringing.
Player available, which would be the offensive tackle, either Sewell or Slater for me. What do you think, Dion? You think this is the offensive tackle is the way to go here? Or do you see a situation where it's another player?
Yeah, I think the biggest situation where I would go elsewhere is if I move back. I think sitting at 7, man, I don't know. I mean, there's not a lot of other spots there. I think I would definitely go on because I think at least one of the top 2 tackles are going to be there. I definitely like Sewell better, but I like Slater because he played right tackle in his first year. That's what I like about him. I think Sewell did in high school, but I like the fact that he played right tackle, and I expect that's where he's going to play for us. I think you could wait on tackle if you had something good come up in a trade back, something like that, because then you could say mid-round. There's a couple tackles I like mid-round, but the thing is I just don't see them as day 1 starters. I see them as next year when Crosby leaves. If Big V's gone, then they could slide in to start. I just don't know if they could do it this year, so I don't think you'd be upgrading necessarily this year at that spot. So if they feel really good about it right now, then I guess you could wait. But if they don't feel great about it, you have great opportunity to take one of the best.
I agree with that. And I think that both of those guys are plug and play. Like right now, you kick Big V into guard and instantly you may have a top 10 offensive line and maybe better if they gel. I mean, what do you think about that, Rachel? Do you think they could be top 10, top 5 if they have that configuration?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But to Dion's point, they do need to upgrade then. It's got to be somebody that can jump in and start this year, not somebody that you're going to hold on to and develop. I mean, of course, that's saying then you can upgrade next year. So then that comes down to the whole, like, are we in a win now mentality? Are we rebuilding? Are we expecting to lose this coming season? You see a lot of that discussion too. But yeah, just like Dion said, if you can take one of these better guys at 7, you can plug them in right away. And I think there's definitely a chance they're a top 10 line, maybe top 5. I mean, I don't know. The line was decent last season.
It was 15 last season.
Better parts of our team last season. So that's one of the units on our team that you could say was the closest to being good, to being one of the better lines in the league, a line that people are going to talk about. So totally agree with Dion there. If you take the right piece at 7 and you upgrade right away, then we're looking at something that could be special and something that could last too.
Yeah.
I think there's a good point there because if you think about it, I mean, look, last year we had the injuries too. We had people sliding in and out of spots. If you're able to find more consistency there across the board where, it's not one week Big V's right tackle, next week he's right guard, that could be even better. We had guys that were coming out during the game and they wouldn't even play the second half. So, add a little bit more to that. It could be really strong next year.
It really could be. What do you think, Curt?
Yeah, I'm all for the offensive line. We've talked about this several times. In the mock draft that we did, I picked Slater the first time we did our mock draft, and I really kind of staying pat on that. People saying receiver, that's probably the deepest position in this draft as far as the skill position is concerned. Not very deep at running back, but wide receiver, I mean, there's guys that's going to be mid to late rounds that are pretty good. These guys are the number 1 receivers on their college teams, and they're going to be mid to late round picks. And I think we can pick up a decent wide receiver in that area, because if you look at the skill set of Jared Goff, and shout out to Tyrell Williams for posting that video on Instagram of him catching passes from him yesterday. But it's one of those things where he had a stout offensive line out there in LA with a really good run game, and he excelled in play action. They really kind of changed his skill set from where he was at college in that spread system, where he really excelled in that, play action, speedy receivers. And if you can shore up that offensive line, that's just another weapon for him to solidify that offensive line and have, I'm excited to see DeAndre Swift behind a good offensive line, plus with the addition of Jamal Williams. That's going to be something to deal with. That's going to be something where we have some serious weapons back there in that backfield. What did someone call them? The dirty 30s back there. And I like that, to be able to give those guys some running lanes. So that's my reason for going with a offensive tackle at number 7.
It's a good reason for me too. And I think that we keep getting this wide receiver thing in the first round. And I'm thinking wide receiver is the deepest part of this entire draft. So I don't see where that's something that I want to go for as a first round pick. I just don't see it. King SJ says build from the trenches out, something we're not used to doing. And I think that's exactly what we're supposed to do here. And so, Micro Mike, you said he said he's timed out again. What? See, that keeps happening to us. And I don't know what that is. We think it's bots or something, or evil people at YouTube. We just don't know what's going on there. But we don't do that. We get it all the time.
Yes, we do. Sorry about that, Micro Mike.
Yeah, no doubt.
Jay was as well. Sorry about that. Especially, Ms. Jay. He's one of the members of our channel. We, sorry about that. Official Savage says, if Sewell is there, take him. If not receiver, then defense out. Slater is overrated, in my opinion. And what realm is? Have you even seen Slater?
Yeah, Slater's a beast.
You know what? I won't be that facetious or be that down. I don't want to talk down. But from the film that I've seen on Slater, he's pretty good. So, he's has experience at right tackle. So I mean, this guy is rated he almost has a perfect RAS score. I mean, I think he was 996 for a guard and 993 for an offensive tackle. He's
amazing, scary athletic guy.
Yeah.
I mean, just off the charts, scary.
Off the charts.
The only thing I see with him is he has shorter arms, with Slater. But I don't know. He has agility and stuff like that, so he can make up for some of it. But he does get beat every once in a while. So that's why I like Sewell better. And people are like, well, he's never played right tackle and he can only play left tackle. I think that's a bunch of garbage. I don't know. What do you guys think?
He can walk and shoot bubblegum at the same time. Right
oh, man. No, I want to touch on that arm length thing because I thought this was interesting when they did the pro days because everybody was making the big deal about Rashawn Slater's arm length. I just thought it was interesting because when Sewell had his measurements, his only came in a quarter of an inch longer. I just thought that was kind of weird. It was like no one's really bringing that up, but it's like everybody's been talking about Slater's arm length, and then Sewell comes in with these short arms. I felt like it helped Slater a little bit because it was like, oh, all right, well, I guess Slater has it too, a little bit going on here. So I just thought that was an interesting point. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, that's awesome. I watched your video on that. I remember you talking about the arms, the arm length and stuff like that too. Thank you for the super chat. It's Avery Giovanni, Spirit of Detroit. He says, it's content like this that makes me super motivated to keep making videos. We have rehashing scenarios and news, not making content that is thought-provoking. Oh, okay. Really? Okay. Yeah, that happens sometimes when you're between stuff, though. We haven't had a whole lot go on instead of a signing of a minor safety. And we do have the draft go on. Everybody has their opinions about that. So that's what we're doing, man. That's what we're doing here.
Hey, you know what, though? I appreciate you spending some money to give us that hate. Thank you very much. Hey,
I don't think it was hate. It was just motivation for him. I'm good. I'm good with that. I don't mind.
I appreciate you.
I am not worried.
You can pay to say all that stuff all you want to. I appreciate that. You ain't hurting us.
Ain't hurting us. All right, guys. All right. Let's see what else do we have here.
You just smoked a fatty this morning. That's from
no.
Wow, that's cool. Okay. All right. So Randall Flag says,
here we go again.
At Jim, my solution of drafting a wide receiver at 7 and a right tackle in the second line has just as much chance of success, if not more, than your solution of drafting a left tackle in the first round.
Yeah, it does. Sure, it does. See Calvin Johnson, first ballot Hall of Famer. What did we win? Nothing. Thank you. End of discussion. Anyway, that's crazy.
It's
absolutely crazy.
For you guys, what do you guys really? If you really look at the veterans, the veteran secondary that we have just taken hold of. You look at these guys, you have a couple of guys coming off of injury or, maybe a little bit long in the tooth. What do you think about the new secondary pieces that we got coming into the building, like Quentin Dunbar, and you have the
Elder.
New guy, Cornelius Elder, Corn Elder, which everybody thought was a fake name.
I did.
Or, the new guy, Dean Marlowe. What do you guys really, how do you think it's going to affect how the Lions play back there in the back end?
I can get it. Okay. So I think it's kind of to Rachel's point earlier. We've been doing the same thing on both sides, the 1-year deals. But I think for the secondary, I thought Dunbar has a super high ceiling, and I thought last year he was just riddled with injuries. So the fact that we got him at the price we did was, to me, kind of surprising. But I think it's just a good opportunity for all these guys, kind of in a similar situation where they're just trying to kind of remake a name for themselves and go get a big deal when the salary cap goes up next season. And for the Lions, I think that's kind of exactly what they wanted. Save a lot of money, plug in holes like that. I think Elder was another nice one as well, because Elder's a solid slot cornerback. And again, you got him for less than $1 million, right? Dean Marlowe, like I said, I think he'll kind of be more rotational, but I could see Dunbar having a big role. I could see Elder starting at slot next season. So I think for the price you got those, those are solid signings. May only help you this year, but it fills out some spots when you don't have a lot of draft picks.
said this last night, and I think, if you ever had like holes in your wall, and we're just kind of plastering over it right now, putting a little paint, we're not really replacing the wall, but we're just kind of plugging holes right now. And I think that's where we're at. I think that we're going to build through the draft. I think that we're going to lift these players up. Plus, they come in, they got a chip on their shoulder. They have a 1-year audition, right? For the rest of the league too, not just for us. We're going to give them the opportunity to do what? To put themselves on tape so that other teams can see them, so that other teams can say, this guy's really good. He stayed healthy this year. Maybe we take a chance on him. Or we say, hey, this guy really impressed us. Maybe we give him a couple-year deal, because he did prove it to us, So they're getting an audition. We're getting somebody that wants to prove something to everybody in the NFL. And that's a win-win situation for the team and for the player.
Right. I feel that, you're looking at those guys that are going to come in. I like the veteran leadership as well, to kind of take some of those younger guys under their wing. It's just one of those things where, you have some experience coming in, like Dean Barlow. He has a little bit of, a tread on his tires, left. But he's a little older, but he's been around, and he's been a part of a successful defense up there in Buffalo. That's what I like, you guys, they bringing in that experience, and they played as with Dunbar as well, playing out in Seattle, playing with some experience and some really, experienced, tough defenses, and they can bring that toughness to the Lions and help those younger guys grow. Because I know looking at Jeff Okudah, he didn't have a really good rookie campaign. Will Harris has struggled at times. The guy that really shined last season was Amani Oruwariye. He had his rough spots a little bit, but he did shine very much last season. So I'm looking forward to how he grows again his third season. I want to see Okudah bounce back, hopefully from that groin injury that he played through all last season. So that is, where I'm looking at for that secondary. I just want to see them improve. Like I said, I want to see Aubrey Pleasant. He is a underrated secondary coach out there. I know a lot of Rams fans were really disappointed when he left the building out there to come back home to Michigan. But Rachel, what do you think about this new I don't say improve, but this new set? What it can be if they stay on the field, unlike Desmond Trufant, if they can stay in the lineup. What do you think about these new guys coming into Detroit?
I would say, even without seeing them on the field, that there's a really solid chance it is improved, because it just can't get much worse than it was last season. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. Like you said, Jim, they really are out there looking for deals when the salary cap goes back up next season. If money isn't the motivation, then I really don't know what is. So I definitely see a lot of guys hopefully going out there trying to, like Dion said, remake a name for themselves. But I am definitely excited for the veteran presence in the locker room too. I think there's so much to be said for that. And yeah, we had veteran presence in there prior, obviously Desmond Trufant and guys like that we brought in for Patricia's system. But I just think the locker room was a crazy place. I think people just didn't like the situation. So I think it's hard for the younger guys to even feel that veteran presence and take from it and learn from it when everybody in the locker room is feeling so down. I mean, they know what it looks like out there. They knew what their film looked like and that they were not helping with. But, I think moving forward from there, just the all around, like, when people are happier, they're going to go out there and they're going to play better. They're going to try harder. They believe in this coaching staff. They're going to put it all on the field for them. So I think, no matter who you put out there with this change in the coaching staff and the front office, they've got to be improved over last season. And I'm just excited to kind of see the different vibe. Rather, I mean, yes, of course, how they're going to play too, but I'm just excited to see how that different vibe in the locker room kind of translates to the field and to the development of our younger guys.
I'm liking what you're putting now, Rachel. And with that said about the culture and things of that nature, it's bad when the guys that Patricia brought in that was his former players kind of was like, well, fed up with him as well. that speaks to him, and what he was, because there's difference between playing for someone when they're a coordinator or a position coach than playing for them when they're the head coach. And there could be a big difference in that, how they try to run their team. But Jim, okay, Randall's coming back. He came up with a super
I know.
chat.
I've been waiting.
So let's do this. Why not let the panel comment on that? Do they think my idea is that crazy to draft a wide receiver at 7 and the best right tackle in the second round?
But first of all, let me say something, because that was addressed to me. He said,
go ahead,
Jim. So that's why I answered it. But you know what? We go back and forth on this all the time, and even in the comments, we know it's all love. It's just Lions talk. So don't get it twisted like we don't like each other or nothing like that, because that ain't the case at all. But this is so much fun. Go ahead, guys. Let's jump in on this. I would love to hear your comments. Let's start off with Curt, because Curt was reading the question.
Okay. All right. So what is it crazy to draft a wide receiver at 7 and the best right tackle in the second round? Is it crazy? It's not crazy. Is it the best idea? I don't think so. I'd rather have the best offensive lineman right now, because if you look at how Brad Holmes drafts as far as college wide receivers, he drafts speedies, guys that are, they're not a whole bunch of number 1 guys. They're a whole bunch of number 2 guys. And I don't think Jared Goff needs a whole bunch of number 1 guys. He needs a whole bunch of number 2s that can run, that can get open. He needs speed guys. And that's what he had out in LA. And I think this was going to best suit him in Detroit. That's what, think about the guys we've brought in. We didn't bring in a whole bunch of number 1 wide receivers, because that's really not what Jared Goff really needs. He needs a good running game and guys that can get open. He probably has one. To be honest with you, I would say he has the best tight end in the NFC right now. I mean, he has that's just, he has weapons, and I think that some of those guys are going to shock. I think Tyrell Williams is going to be better than what people think he's going to be
when healthy.
When healthy.
But
yeah,
anyway,
you gotta add that caveat, Jim. But
gotta add that.
But I feel what you're saying. People want flash, and those big name wide receivers are flashy, and you get Waddle and Smith and those guys. I don't think Jamar Chase is going to be there. I think he's going to go to the Bengals and reunite with Joe Burrow up there in Cincinnati. But is it the craziest idea? I won't say it is, Randall.
I will.
Am I crazy? Am I elated about it? No, I'm not. But I understand what you're saying.
All right, Rachel, what do you think?
I don't think it's crazy. Well, okay. I think it's a little bit crazy, because I just think that we've done it in the past. And the definition of insanity is doing the same thing that you've done before and hoping that it'll turn out differently. What I think ends up happening is what we've seen for years and years and years is, the Lions take a flashier wide receiver and it creates, these awesome plays. Like, it's so fun to watch. It's pretty electric. But does it necessarily translate to wins? Because what has our offense been without a legitimate run game? I mean, sure, our passing offense is great, but if you're not balanced, if there's no run game to even balance that out, you can't control the clock. I mean, I really think there's something to be said for getting your run game to where it needs to be. I mean, let's just flip the script. If what we need is to get our run game together, then let's do that. And you can still get a wide receiver like Kenny Golladay, who ended up being, a big play wide receiver, a flashy wide receiver in the later rounds. But now you have a run game and it makes sense. Your offense is more balanced. You're able to actually control the clock. You can, run screens. You can confuse a defense. It's thinking about the total picture for me, not just those big plays. And do I think Goff is capable of it? I definitely do. I think, a receiver that can create separation would be amazing for this offense, but I think that you can get that in a later round. I'm just not sold on that being a need at 7 by any means.
Okay. What do you think, Dion?
Okay, so no, I think first off, Curt makes some good points about the receivers of types that we brought in. I think they do fit Goff's skill set really well. Is he crazy? I think there's a couple of reasons that you may go receiver, I guess. First off, because some of the receivers you brought in have had injuries in the past, so you can kind of assume they're probably going to miss some time. They are 1-year deals, like a lot of positions we filled out. It kind of just like I said earlier, like to me, I look at it as if you want to for sure upgrade at tackle this season, I think you have to go around 7. I think second round's a weird spot for tackle this year because I feel like it could be just out, like where you might miss those guys that could definitely help you this season, like your Mayfields, Jalen Mayfield, like your Tevin Jenkins. I think those guys could go end of first round because there's a lot of teams there that could use the offensive lineman, and you might just miss out. So at that point, you're looking at, kind of like we touched on, maybe players to help you more next season, but maybe not as much this season. So I think if you want to upgrade this season at tackle, I think you have to look more at 7. Because otherwise, there's probably a good chance you're not hitting an upgrade this year from a Terrell Crosby. And I like Big V at right guard better than I do at tackle. I think it gives you a better impact there as a run blocker. So I think having another tackle out there opens up Big V to do what I think he does best instead of putting him in a spot where he's just okay. Because I think his best strength is being a mauler. And you got to put him at guard where he can be dominant. At tackle, I don't think that's where he's at his best.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat right now. I got Miles Gibbs. He says he's on lunch. That's all right, man. That's all right. 7 Mile BG. Tommy Craig, what's up, man? Tristan Williams, how's it going? John Robinson, Frog Cop. Steve-O is always with us. I love it every single time. Jack Frost, Clarence Boddicker, Detroit fan, man. Big West Kivinen, John Kapler, all the people. Sage Roberts.
Leonard McCullough.
Yeah. Leonard McCullough, all the way from, isn't he from Taiwan? Isn't that
Korea?
Korea. Yeah. Where you were stationed for a while, right?
Yeah, stationed a couple of times over there in Korea. I had a chat with him yesterday on Facebook. Good dude. I got a question for the panel, and
yes,
you guys in the chat. Tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think about the proposed rule? Now, Peter King said that this may pass where the number system in the NFL may change.
I like this, actually.
You got the quarterbacks are going to go. I think they're going to move up. It's going to be number 1. They're going to pretty much stay the same. But you got linebackers going from 1 to 59. You got a whole bunch of people. Wide receivers going from lower numbers to 49. You got, I think, quarterbacks from 1 to 49. You got wide receivers 1 to 49. So what do you think about skill position players wearing single digits in the NFL?
Who are you going with first, Curt?
Deion, what you got?
I'll go. Oh, go ahead, Deion.
I think it's kind of cool. I mean, then you get these college guys that can kind of take their numbers over if they're higher picks. That's kind of like the number they roll with. And at the NFL, they have to change out of it. I mean, if you can make it work, it sounds pretty cool. I guess that's all I got on that.
All right. For me, I love it because it's college. I mean, the guys don't have to change their college number. That's the first thing. And then the second thing, the numbers that we've retired, there's more numbers to go around. So you're not in hockey having 123 for a number or something eventually because they retire every number that there is. So I think opening up to more numbers gives you like a college player wearing number 1, and has to come up here and wear 21 or something like that, or 5 as a running back and has to come up here and change. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Okay. Rachel, what's your thoughts on that? I'm going to give my thoughts last, but what do you think, Rachel?
To be honest, I don't really care. I don't really care what somebody's wearing. The only thing I will say, and it's just something, it's like a personal preference and OCD thing. I hope a lot of these guys aren't picking numbers on the 40s. It's like, I don't know why. I don't like it. It's not aesthetically pleasing to me. Other than that, I don't care. I don't know. I don't know what it is about the numbers in the 40s. I just don't like them that much. I don't know.
I think that if you look at it, I'm looking at it from a business standpoint, right? So I'm looking at it where you open up, like Jim said, you open up these numbers, right, to these guys, and you giving people more numbers to pick from. But think about this. Think about how many players would want to go back to their college number, right? So say Okuda, he wants to go back to number 1, right? You've already sold however many jerseys at 30, right? And now they're selling them at number 1. I mean, I'm 23. I'm sorry, 23. So then you're going to have another money grab because they're going to sell them at number 1. So you're going to have people that are going to have all 3 jerseys because they are huge Okuda fans, right? So fans are going to buy more jerseys because they're going to be able to go back to their college number and they're going to go back and switch. So they're going to have whatever number they're in right now and go back and purchase, whatever the new number is. And I think for some of the, players, that's good because they get a percentage of those sales as well.
We just dropped their old number jerseys down to the like $75.99 jersey price.
Yep. And
there you go.
There it is. I mean, they already did it with Okuda's. I think his jersey is like $59.99 or something like that on the store. But as far as, I'm not a get off my lawn guy. So if they were single digits, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I know I have some people out there. They're like, oh man, I want them wearing their college numbers. They're pros. They should be wearing, the double digits numbers like they're professionals. Yeah, whatever. If they can wear, if I want to see my wide receiver wearing number 7, I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? I know we won't see it in Detroit, but because that number's already retired. But I just don't want to see a punter wearing number 9. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? I'm keep those guys. I want to see a punter wearing 95.
Yeah, me too. 99. There we go. Corey Weatherall, says it's good to see Dion with you guys. Yes, it is. It's good to see you this early in the morning,
Dion's always Dion's the man.
You just woke up. No, I'm kidding. Man, me and him go back, so it's all right. It's all right. At least I hope so. I think they should get options to pick what number each year, whether it's a single digit or double digit. Yeah, I think so too. I don't see why we're tied into that. There's certain parts of the game I don't want to change. There's this stupid thing someone came up with. If the kicker kicks the kickoff through the uprights, it's a point. Have you guys heard of this?
That was Foxy. That was Foxy.
I know.
That was our guy. Jack Fox said he wants that rule. He wants that CFL rule. If he kicks the ball through the uprights of the kickoff, it's a point for the team.
That would change the game so much.
Yes, it would.
If people are upset about jersey numbers, man, this would really, because it's an 8-point play all the time if you have a good kicker.
Now, Thomas Donner, he said bring back the 0 as a number. A lot of colleges have done that.
Really?
The 0 number. Yeah, a lot of guys.
I know the NBA does that.
A lot of college teams they brought it back last year, the 0 number. So
I never knew we got rid of it, but hey,
Yeah. Double 0. You know what I'm saying? Let's, go to double 0.
Double 0 sounds
double
cool.
0. Do you guys see Dion's Campbell soup shirt?
Oh, those are awesome. Those are fire, man. If you haven't seen that, it's the dose of Dion, Dan Campbell. You got it on?
Yeah, he's got it on.
Pull it up just a little higher. We can't see it. There you go. There you go.
That kneecap soup.
I love it. Pick one of those up, man. Those are awesome. Those are completely awesome.
Definitely.
Isn't that a little bit of a coincidence there, right? You're wearing the same shirt they're commenting on. No, I'm kidding. No.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is awesome.
I think some of these rule changes they're trying to do right now is just like, like they're trying. I think it was the Rams said they want a loss of down for a double forward pass. Like come on, man. You're already, going back to the spot of the double pass where where the play happened. But you have a loss of down. I don't know.
They're saying it's oversimplified about the wide receiver position, but you're saying I want to take a wide receiver because that's going to make our team better right away. But historically, it hasn't. Oversimplified. I have heard. I have a better analogy. No team with Fonts, Ross, Schwartz, Marinelli, Morningwig, Mariucci, or Caldwell, or Patricia has won a championship. Okay, I get what you're saying, but we're talking about building an offensive line, which we've never done. And I said we've attempted to, but we've never completed it or having the right coach in place. Now, I can see your point on that, but getting a wide receiver, how does that compare with getting a different coach? So you're saying it's oversimplified, but I see apples to oranges as what you're saying as well.
The only thing I have to say about that is that if you look at the past few Super Bowl champions, they've all had stud offensive lines.
Yep.
I mean, like really, really good offense. Look at Tampa last year, the Kansas City the year before that. And even New England always had a really good offensive line. They didn't have, Brady wasn't on his back all the time. You know what I'm saying? So they really had good solid offensive lines. And if we do that, that gives us a chance to be better overall team.
Yeah, I agree with that. Anybody else got something on that point, or? You're like, no, we're done with this. Let's not rolling over it like a truck. I think that too. It's going to be an argument right up until they go up to the podium.
Right up until the draft. Yeah, right up to the draft. Now, you know who we are. You guys, we know we're Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. Hey, you know, in the description of this video, you know, you have a link for Fanatics, and go over and check out some good Lions gear over there on fanatics.com. And the percentage of that helps us grow this content on this channel. And just dropped today is the draft hats and shirts. So go out and you can get your draft hat and draft shirts, because your boy Curt Steele got his today, and I'm waiting for it in the mail. So I'm going to be wearing that when we do our draft coverage coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So we're what, 21 days away from the draft?
Wow, it's getting close. I'm getting excited. Everybody's got to be excited for that draft.
It is right around the corner.
I'm going to tell you the members of the Wall of Fame. We do this every day on our show, so we're just going to do it quick today so you guys know. Detroit Lions Talk with Micro Mike, North End Ken, Art Allen, Bubba Bo, Midwest Lion, and Detroit Drew are our bronze members. Go Lions! And No Share our silver members. Show Me BC, Justin the D, Turner Burley, Bob Corzo, Miles Gibbs, Randy Prince, The Gridiron Blitz, and Dr. Detroit. The doctor is always in. That is the Wall of Fame. And if you want to be a member, just click the Join Now button in the description in the YouTube video. So we are also on Twitch today. That is a first for us. We are twitching it today. We're a little twitchy. I'm just kidding. Today. So that's our first live on Twitch, and we really appreciate Dose of Dion being here with us today at Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Really appreciate you being here today. Okay, guys, we're talking about the draft. We're talking about all this stuff. How positive do you feel about this regime going forward, having seen free agency, not seeing the draft yet, but we've seen free agency, how they're kind of building it, the coaching staff, you know, the front office, and the general direction of this team? How do you see them stacking up? Let's start with you, Dion, and we'll go around. You're muted, dude. You're like muted or something. We can't hear you.
I'll go next.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm good. I'm good with them right now. I'm not super elated. I like the direction, but it's not where I'm like, you know, overjoyed about what, you know, because you really can't be, because they were really hindered by the salary cap coming from the last regime. So, but I like the moves they're making. I like the direction. They're an ascending staff. So I like, you know, how they're going about their business so far. They're not doing anything stupid.
Not yet. What do you think, Rachel?
I mean, you know, cautiously optimistic, but probably a little bit more optimistic than some others. You know, I think I told you, Jim, I'm not like chugging the Kool-Aid, but I've taken a few gulps for sure. I think everybody on this new staff has something to prove. I think everybody on this new staff has been given the opportunity to really show the league what they're about. And I mean, so far, I'm impressed with how they're managing the cap. I'm impressed with the pieces that they're bringing in while still managing that cap. And just kind of hoping that they continue this upward trajectory. That word gets me every time. But I'm feeling definitely cautiously optimistic.
Don't we all get a little cautiously optimistic about this? Are you back, Dion?
Am I back?
Yeah. You are back.
I'm
yes,
back.
You are.
All right, good. Yeah. Okay. Well, it wasn't lit up earlier. Now it's lit up and it doesn't work. I don't. Anyway.
Don't light it up, man.
No, I'm just happy that they stuck to their plan. They told us they would. They told us they were gonna bring in these, you know, cheaper guys to stick and, you know, fill out the roster like that. They wanted to build through the draft, and they've done exactly that. So there's been, you know, we haven't been caught off guard by they've went a completely different route and just kind of scrapped everything. They've stuck to the plan this whole way. And I'm always optimistic. You know, it doesn't matter. Like when Patricia was here, you guys know. Come on, man. I thought we were winning the whole Super Bowl. So it doesn't matter who's here. I'm going to be optimistic regardless. But I do like the fact that they stuck to what they said, and they've been riding with it.
Dion has a IV of Kool-Aid is what he has. It goes right into his veins. No, I'm good. I mean, you know what? So far, I like it. The draft will tell me everything I need to know, I think. But I am so far, I'm with Rachel. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm kind of sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm not drinking it yet. Here we go. Randall Flagg, another $5 super chat. This is directed to Curt.
All right, Curt, I agree with you. But left tackle is no safer pick than any other position, no matter how good you think Sewell is. His failure rate is a coin flip. Yeah.
And so is wide receiver.
I was going to say you could make that argument for anything. Any position that
any position, any person. We've had, and most teams build their rosters from the second round on down. There's so many first round draft picks that don't pan out. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
There's another super chat in there. Huh? We got another one.
I'm having a hard time. I don't see another one. Yep. Hold on. I got it. Rachel, this one's for you.
Okay. Rachel, I might be a little crazy, but I do know that without a true number one receiver, it's much harder to run the football. Is it?
But without the offensive tackle, it's easier? Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even in this scenario, that's a coin flip. Which is it harder to run the football without? The receiver or the offensive tackle? I mean, he's not going anywhere if the line can't get him there.
If the quarterback's flat on his back, all he's going to be able to see is the top of the stadium. Okay. So if there needs to be some cleaning in the dome at Ford Field, then you know what? Cool. That's what we want. We want a wide receiver. If you want your quarterback staying upright and looking at the field this way, then you might want to get an offensive tackle. I'm just saying. I don't know.
What receiver does Randall want? Does he tell you?
He does not. Randall, what receiver do you want? Let us know.
Let us know.
Which receiver?
It's time to do the Detroit Lion trivia because I want to see if I can answer this one. Jim.
Okay, hold on. Let me get to that. I don't have it pulled up right now, so you got to give me a minute. All right. So Detroit Lion trivia. Here we go. Name the movie based on a true story featuring a writer who tried out for a spot on the Detroit Lions team. Does anyone know?
Oh, I think I know this one.
All right.
Any guys? Let me get the guess. At least Dion is a guess. I know Rachel's probably she's on.
All right, so. Dion, you know this.
Dion, you know this one?
No, you go first. It sounds familiar, but I have no idea.
He's not really good at this stuff. I know from Family Feud.
Okay.
Rachel, what you got?
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
No. Famous.
No.
All right. Paper Lions?
That is it. Paper Lion is the answer to the question. Now, we have winners on here. And the Facebook winner today was Stephen Cook, not Stephen King, Stephen Cook. And on Twitter, it's Honolulu Blue for life. That is Dose of Dion right there. That's his burner account. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, man. I love the tease people. I can't help it. It's in my nature.
That was good.
All right, man. It was Paper Lion. Eric Hanneman had it in the chat. So that was good.
That's good.
Oh, look at this one. I wear my Okuda Island shirt by Dion all the time in orange.
Oh, man.
Okuda Island.
Man.
Is that where he went to rehab? Or?
Hey,
I think it's like Gullah Gullah Island, like the Nickelodeon show back in the day. Dion's probably about the same age as my kids.
He's amazing though. Dion's cool as heck, man. I got
he is, man. It's thanks for coming on, man. We really another super chat. Man, you know what, Randall? Randall, I appreciate you.
Why don't he tell us?
Real.
He said, Rachel, you are acting as if I am not addressing the right tackle position. I am. You can easily get a Pro Bowl caliber right tackle in the second round.
And you can't get a wide receiver in this draft. It's the deepest part of the whole draft, but I'm sorry.
I mean, you can get a Pro Bowl caliber wide receiver in the 6th.
Yeah, you can. In this draft, you probably can. Dose of Dion spikes his Kool-Aid with Red Bull.
Oh, man.
Oh, hey, what's up? 313 JMO, part of the DSA. Y'all funny. Yeah, we're crazy as heck, man. We really are.
Yes.
We're having a good time. We're having a really, really good time today. It's some crazy fans, man. That's what we got. We got some crazy Lions fan, but we're one crazy family, which is what it is, man.
Yeah,
we're like a dysfunctional family. The Lions fans are, man. We all get together. We're all like, disagreeing and stuff a lot of times, but when it comes right down to it, we all want to win. That's the bottom line. We all want to win.
Yep, we all definitely want to win.
But not a unicorn. I don't know what
I
lost the conversation there.
That was the director said they wanted the Pitts, who was the unicorn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember that. Remember that. All right. So we're feeling pretty good. The Kool-Aid is flowing pretty well about the new regime and all that stuff. We're headed up to the draft. Give me, if you guys have one, you don't have to answer this if you don't have one right off the top of your head. Give me a sleeper pick in this draft. Give me just somebody that you think some people are sleeping on that you think might be a pretty good draft pick, maybe in the second, third, fourth round, whenever. Does anybody have one? First of all, we're going to throw that out to the chat and see what they think, but because they're very smart, so we'll see what they say. Anybody got one?
I got one. Of course, I got one. I got one. My
Curt,
man, Quiddy Pay.
I thought you were going to go Nico. I thought you were going.
It's my guy. Quiddy Pay is my dude.
I like Quiddy Pay.
I like Quiddy Pay, man. He's gonna bring the fire for someone who drafts him in the second round. I'm telling you, he is going to bring it. I love Quiddy Pay, man. One.
Anybody else got a sleeper pick? Mine was Nico Collins, so I'm doing the Michigan thing too.
Hey, I'm with you.
He is with you. Look at Dion. He's sporting a helmet. He said, if things get rough today, I got a helmet. They start throwing stuff. I'm putting that thing on.
Rachel, who you got? Who's your sleeper pick?
You literally both went with back to back the people that I was gonna say. As soon as Curt said Quiddy, I was like, "Yep." That was the first person that popped into my mind. Although I think he's less of a sleeper than we might think. I've definitely seen him on a lot of people's mock drafts, higher than I expected in quite a few too. But yeah, I mean, definitely gotta go with my boy Nico Collins. Also, I mean, I think. He I don't know when he will get taken, but I think he's going to be a great wide receiver in the NFL.
I do. We also got here from the DSA, right or wrong. You just broke 1,000, man. Just give it up for right or wrong. If you have not subscribed,
right or wrong, building.
If you haven't subscribed to his channel, go to his channel. He has some really, really good stuff. He's a young fella, kind of like DSA Dion, and really good up-and-coming guy, man. And nothing better than waking up to some Lions talk. Yeah, there we go.
We got another super chat in there. We got another super chat in there. We got another one. And this one's for DSA Dion. It's Randall. There it is.
That's for you, Dion.
Okay. I want best player available, not necessarily wide receiver. Chase and Waddle are best player available, in my opinion. I would agree with this panel if it was a left tackle we needed, but right tackle is projected second round. Okay, so Chase and Waddle are best in his opinion. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a Chase guy personally.
I'm more of a Chase guy as well.
Big Chase guy. Left tackle we needed, right tackle. See, I mean, okay, just tell me who like the right tackles are in the second round, because I only know a few that actually played right tackle their last season. Most players, they go to left tackle in college when they're really good, and that's when they come out of the draft. So I only know a few. I know Tevin Jenkins is, and I know Mayfield was, but I feel like both those guys go first round, and then you might be missing out if they do go first round. So left tackle, you might have to switch it to right tackle, but okay. I'm glad he gave us his receivers' names, though.
Yeah, I like the receivers' names.
Yes,
and I like Chase a lot, but I don't like him. I don't like him better than Sewell or Slater, in my opinion.
Not for what. Not for the Lions. I do like them, but I know they're not for the Lions.
Thomas Donner's with us, man. He says sleeper Nico Collins.
Nico Collins. Yeah. We got a whole bunch of amazing moves.
Oh, yeah. Leonard Micola said, is anyone watching Inside the Den? I did. I just watched it this morning. That was freaking cool. When Dan Campbell went to the Ford plant, he got to drive one of them new Ford trucks right off the line. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And Dan Campbell cannot help swearing. I mean, he just in everything I see him do.
No. He's gonna swear. He's gonna say, "Excuse my language," at least 3 times.
You know what? If you want to make money, put the swear jar there in Allen Park, and you're gonna make some cash, dude.
Yeah. Big money.
Anybody else see that documentary or that?
I did see it
Inside
this morning.
The Den?
It was pretty cool. My mom worked at she worked at the Chevy truck and bus plant in Michigan, in Flint. So I have, I have ties today, and I've watched a truck roll off the line. It's pretty cool. And then watch Dan Campbell to be able to do that and just be able to interact with those automotive workers. It took me back to my childhood. My family's a automotive family, so they grew up in the factories.
Anybody else want to comment on
it? I just like how Dan Campbell's just like Campbell. He doesn't try to dress up. Like, he's got the ripped up jeans going on. He don't care. It's like, all right, I love it.
I do too. I think it's just, this is who I am. I'm 100, and I think players appreciate that too. Yeah. He's honest with them. He's honest with us. I'd love to see him when people start asking about injuries or the referees, or if a referee makes a call right in front of him, if you can bite his kneecaps off. I'm not sure. I think you might.
We're going to have to hire one of those guys Sean McVay has to just push him back off the field.
Yeah. He's going to have to handle her or something like this.
He's got to be a big guy, too, because he's huge.
He's going to have a WWE manager or something like that to like keep reins on him. Jamar Johnson, safety in the third. Yeah, I've seen his name before. There's a lot of other ones, too. I love this. Listen to the competitive fire here. Caleb Fairley said he's burning any team that picks a corner ahead of him.
Whoa, okay.
I love it. I love competitiveness. I just do.
I've seen him a lot down here in North Carolina because I watch, unfortunately, ACC football is on down here everywhere. So, he's a pretty good corner. I wouldn't take him above Patrick Surtain. I'm sorry.
I wouldn't either.
Patrick Surtain
I'm taking Surtain first. Yeah,
Surtain is a beast.
All right, guys, I'm going to read this thing. We're going to kind of comment on that, and then we're going to give our final thoughts, and we're out. We usually do this for an hour. We're over an hour already. We really appreciate everybody that showed up in the chat, and Randall, we really appreciate the super chats, even though we don't agree. It's all love, and you know that. I hope you do. All love, man.
88 people in the chat. Get them likes
89,
up. 89. We got 26 likes. Get those.
Get the likes up, people.
Please.
We won't do it again. We have a very special guest next week as well. So you'll want to tune in for that, but we're not going to tell you who it is because that's just what we do here. So I have a theory that there's a contortion of the Lions fan. I don't know if that's the right word, contortion of the Lions fans that provide funds to ensure the Lions never win another playoff game and to ensure they can continue to complain about the Lions organization. I have contributed to that fund. No, I'm kidding. I have not. I have not. Oh, no, because I don't think it's like we have. Okay, so I don't think that's it. I think that the Lions give us a reason to complain. And that's just the facts, man. If you haven't won a Super Bowl, you haven't won a playoff game, you haven't even won your division since it's been called it's the new division since it was the North a long time ago, or maybe it's the North now. It was the Central a long time ago. Yeah. We won the Central. We've never won the NFC North. They're giving us all this opportunity to be upset.
It's harder when no other Detroit sports are like taking us with them either,
Yeah, so. It's true.
Akil Badu, though.
Right.
You have to me, I just think that we keep it 100 as Lions fans. And if it's trash, we're going to call it trash. If it, what I'm saying? We can be optimistic and still call it trash because both things can be true at the same time. You can love a team and still think they're trash. It just is what it is. So we love our team and we hate them we hate them when they're trash. So another you said, love all you guys. Don't worry. I will turn over to the dark side before the end of the draft. But thanks again, Randall.
But at least you recognize it's the dark side.
We're making progress. We keep 100 as Lions fans. And like we said, both things can be true. We can love our team and say they're trash at the same time. That's just
absolutely. I appreciate. I agree with that.
Deon, what you got?
I'm a little bit with Randall because actually I wasn't on the offensive tackle wagon for a while there, and I would say a couple weeks ago I really got onto it. So I guess I did switch over to dark side just a little bit earlier though, but he'll be with us. He'll come with us.
You flipped again though.
I flipped again.
Yeah, because you said you were wide receiver. Now you're offensive tackle.
I was
flipped back, right?
No, I wasn't receiver. I was linebacker. But I could definitely see us going. I'm a big Michael Parsons fan. Love watching Micah. The off the field stuff is always concerning. I don't know what that's going to be about or how that comes out to play. If it wasn't for the off the field stuff, I think he's a 7 talent, and I'd be fine with that. But I think after some of the guys have been bringing in, I actually kind of like what we have there. Like I'm a big Anzalone guy too, so I was hyped when we brought him in. So I'm definitely good with the offensive line now. I've got myself into that. Try to do a little bit more looking at the draft.
That's me too. I got to look a little bit more into it and stuff like that as well. Final thoughts. We're going to start with RachelMarieSports.
This was fun today. This is actually the first time I think I've ever gone live on like with a camera on. We always do it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun. I mean, I know somebody in the chat said we're rehashing a lot of, draft talk and whatnot, but that's all this is right now. All we do is speculate and speculate and speculate until the day comes. And then, in the past, I think they've taken somebody that catches a lot of us off guard. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing who they do take, and what kind of hope and faith I can continue to have in this organization based on that. Hopefully, I can go from gulping the Kool-Aid to drinking half my glass, and then we'll see where we can go from there. But I'm super, super excited, and it's always good to talk some football with you guys.
We appreciate you, Rachel. We appreciate you being here. Dion, what you got for final thoughts today, man?
Man, I just want to shout out to the chat first, man. All the love today, man. It's a good chat. They're flowing through. It's awesome. I got to say, when the draft comes, doesn't matter who we pick. Ultimately, whoever we pick, I'm going to be hyped. I'm going to lose it anyways. Hopefully I'm going to be there. So it should be awesome. Hopefully just don't trade out of the first round. Because if I'm there, we trade out of the first round, it's going to be like, okay, well, this is great. But no, I mean, I appreciate you guys having me on. This was super fun. And shout out to the chat. It's been amazing, guys.
Yeah, we've been back and forth with the chat all day. I'm going to go for mine. Today was amazing. I got to be with my friend Dion today. We haven't been able to do nothing for a little while. So I said, man, what you doing? Yeah. Well, first I had to make you look at your DM, but that's a different story, man. No, we did. I got a little story with me and Dion did this. I don't even remember the podcast, but we were both on a podcast that did a Family Feud show. And ever since then, we've had some things in common, been able to chat about it. And he's gracious enough to come on if I ask sometimes if he's not doing stuff. So super busy person. If you haven't checked him out, you're one of the few people in the entire world that hasn't. So go over to his channel, subscribe to Dose of Dion if you have not already. Absolutely amazing. I have no idea if this guy sleeps. I don't think he does. He does things in his car. He does. He has breaking news. He does so much more than I do. And he is a young kid. He has that energy. But I really appreciate each and every one of you that were here today. My good friend Curt, good friend Rachel, all of us here. We had a great time. Everyone in the chat, thank you so much for showing up. And now I'm going to throw it to my main man, the man of Steele himself, Curt Steele, for his final thoughts and to take us home today.
All right, so great show today, people. I appreciate you coming on. Dose of Dion, my man. We appreciate you having us on, coming on the show with us. And as always, it's been a pleasure, Rachel. It's always love with the Detroit Lions on the Prowl family and the DSA family. So go over there and check out Rachel Marie on her page as well. And the DSA, shout out to our fellas over the DSA. Luke G, 313 JMO, right or wrong, all those individuals. And you got the real Detroit Lions fans over there as well. So shout out to those people. It was fun. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Amazing time. And we really appreciate you guys checking in with us today right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And as always, you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And as always, you can go over to bellyupsports.com and check out the audio version of this show right there on their website. And they have some great articles and tons of podcasts over there on bellyupsports.com. And shout out to whoever's watching on Twitch. Hey, check us out. We're going to be on here more times than you know. So we're starting the Twitch family right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl as well. Hey, and if you want to get some fresh Lions gear, click in the description down below to check out our deals over on fanatics.com. You can get yourself some fresh Lions gear. You can get some Michigan gear. You can get whatever gear you want to. But you know what? Use that link because proceeds, part of those, help us grow this content right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. And shout out to my son, Curtis, still the third. I'm continuing my Autism Acceptance Month gear. I wear it every show from a man. He holds it down. most people get to worship their heroes. I got to raise mine. So, and as always, it is Friday. Have a good weekend. Love one another. Be kind to one another. And whatever you do in life, you know what you got to do, baby. You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my man Jim and Dosa Dion and the lovely RachelMarieSports, this is Curt Steele. And we will holler at you real soon.